Hello, welcome back to my channel. I've bringing you a walkthrough through one of my junk journals. I don't even know if I can call it junk journal. I mean, there's so much in here that different techniques that I use, so I don't even know what to call it. I'll come up with a name. Anyway, welcome. I wanted to show you this book that I did. On my last videos I did a walkthrough tutorial, semi-tutorial that I had to do in two parts because I'm filming from my iPhone and it doesn't have a pause button at all, none of them. So that's the downfall about the smart iPhone. Anyway, with no further ado, I want to introduce to you a fairy book that I did. I want to show you the front. I glued different flowers on it. I kept the original cover. I just thought it was beautiful. I'm going to show you the back, and I haven't done my logo on there, my signature yet, but I will. But that's what it looks like, the cover, the front cover, just like that. It's beautiful. Too bad they should have done the back with the whole entire scenery, but they didn't. The author didn't do it. So anyway, so the front, what I did was I went out and I looked at my stash and I put ribbon on it. Let me see if I can kind of correct this without touching it, because I think that's what happened last time. One touch and forget about it, it stops. I hope this is in focus. But anyway, so I used different types of trim and ribbon, and what I did was, when I first did this book, I couldn't cut the pages completely out. So although the pages work, there was still, if you can, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to try to lift this up a little bit, but from what directions to see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. See where they're all clumped up together? I couldn't get it out, so it kind of looked funny. So what I did was I just put a leaf and a flower on top with a little bit of bling, and I did the same on the bottom, just to camouflage that in my book. Then the front, like I said, I used trim, and I used this is some kind of weird ribbon. It has texture, but I thought it was just so pretty because the colors blend in with the cover of the book. And then this here, I did not create this. This belonged to, actually, it belonged to my granddaughter, and this is just a clip. So she lost the other one, so they were gonna toss this one. So I said, let me have it. I can use it for my artwork, and that's what I did. I took the pin off and I pasted. This here belonged to a doll, one of those fairy dolls. I guess the wings flap or something. So I got one in the Goodwill for about 50 cents, and I ripped her wings and I used the wings. And I pasted the wings here. Then I put this on top, and I used twine for the antennas for the butterfly. And the edges, I sand them down with this little buddy, big buddy. And then I added green into the edges. I don't know, it kind of just sort of, because when I finished, I was like, there's something missing, and I think that's what it was. And I did the same for the back. See how it just makes it look a little bit better? And then in the front, I put grommets underneath here in green also to match. Grommet in the back in green. And then I used this purple, beautiful fabric. It's a fabric, actually. It's not a ribbon. They sell this fabric with this texture. And I cut out a piece and I use it as a closure. So the inside, I put a fairy there, and I use a lot of affirmation words like music. I'll go through it really quickly because then it'll be a forever video. I did this page. Every time that I open it, I feel like something's missing, so I kind of like I don't like to go back. This one says vacation. And so throughout the book, I did fairy. This is fairy theme. I had fairy stickers. I used die cut fairies, decal fairies, whatever fairy I found within my stash, that's what I was using. This bow came untied. I put little embellishments on the end with this beautiful, I bought this for 27 cents in Michael's, and I thought it was perfect, the colors. So I put a little charm on each side. This one has a flip. It has a pocket here. So throughout the book, it has little cards and stuff that you can journal in. These are not finished. I have to punch a hole on them, but aren't those pretty? It's something about black. It just pops things out. I don't know. It's just beautiful. This was from a greeting card. See, she's a die cut fairy. Notes and pockets. That's an applique. So throughout, it's everywhere. See, mushrooms. That's a fairy die. There's a collection. That's a fairy in a jar. Then you flip this open, and it's a hidden pocket. Close. See how pretty they are? That's one there, and that's another one there. This is another tuck here. Put ribbon. When you do this, make sure that you look at both pages, because when you're putting ribbon like this, you're sewing ribbon through the page, you want it to coordinate in the back too. So I did it this way. I fed it this way. I put this in the middle, this little charm in the middle, plastic charm, and in the back. It felt just perfect on top of the paper, and I created a bow. This one is a jar, and I just put little bugs in it. You know, fairies like bugs. They live in a forest. Notice how on her head I just created that with pen. So pretty much these weren't actually wings. That was just the cutout from here. So I turned them into wings and I put them there. Or flowers. Whatever your perception describes it to you. This one I put a little sticker, flower there, and a little charm. And then it's another flip. So everywhere, on this one, I love the page, but then I had that on a separate page, and I cut him out. I fuzzy cut him, and he's a pre-mantis, and I glued him on there. And then I stuck a word saying sightings on it. And then here I have that tag, but over here I kind of just let it loose. So see how it just makes it on both pages. So always keep that in mind when you're doing that. And I did two pockets here. Again, more fairies. This is a pocket. There's notes in here that you can write on. This one says journal. You flip it and it's more here. And this is another pocket. I did a dangling. I thought that was pretty. I found it in a flea market. The guy was selling a whole bunch of old jewelry, missing earrings and stuff like that, and you knew you can turn those into charms. And he gave me a bag. He said, fill it up, take it, give me $1 for it. So I went crazy. I was so excited. So I got a whole bunch of stuff that I can use for charms, and that was one of them. So it's a journaling book, so everywhere's journaling. I did this little book and I tucked it in here. Cute fairy. More fairies, more appliques, more pockets. I love that one. That was just the page itself. And what I did was, there were trees, so I put words in between, like strength, time, joy, great, in between the trees. This here is another pocket. Again, put fairies on there. I love this page. It was a long page. I cut 2 in between, and then I put a charm here. The ribbon goes in the middle. It opens up and it has a pocket in here, a hidden pocket, and then the back has a dancing fairy and another charm. And isn't she pretty? So it was funny because I wanted to leave this space for journaling, and she was really huge. So what I did was I cut her legs off and I sat her down, and I just kind of added her legs on here, but she was a standing fairy, trust me. And I just thought this page was pretty. I wanted to add, but really there's basically nothing to add to these. Those, if you saw the first walkthrough video of my cards, ATC cards, these are the stickers that I put there. And then I thought there was like something missing because she was too plain. I put 2 leaves and a little plastic charm there. I love that page. Isn't that page beautiful? I think that's one of my favorites besides the front. On this one I did the same thing. There's a fairy. She's kneeling down, smelling the flowers. I added the flowers, that mushroom. I kind of doodled inside, and then this was a heart, which I cut in half. I glue on each side, and then I put dots with my favorite pen, and then you open it up and it's a heart, and you journal throughout the page. Then let me just, you know, I try not to be a perfectionist, but I kind of hate that part of me. I can't just leave it alone. Then the next page, again, it's a fairy with the rose. This here is a rub-on, so you can even use rub-ons on these pages. Again, that's a rub-on. Another pocket here. Here I stuck a stick pin in there. Let me bring it up so you can see it. Just a pin. And of course I put that embellishment because it had a hole in it, so I had to camouflage it somehow. So it kind of worked out. I use the same die cut throughout the book. So here she is dancing right there with some flowers and bees. It's another page. This one is up in the air. And then on this one, what I did was I kind of took an extra page and I did here. You close it, you flip, and this one, and then I added that bling there. Then you go. This is also a pocket here. I have to do the notch here. Punch out the notch. This one is 2 pieces of paper of the same kind slipped into here, into this little pocket. This is another pocket, and I put her there and I stuck those in there, and then I made kind of swirly things around the flowers, make it look pretty. This is another 2 spread. That is a children's it's like those paper dolls, and I put it together and I put her there. It's another pocket. This is just the paper bag, and this is the back. And then on the back I wrote "Great Trip." And that's all she wrote. And that's my first ever fairy junk journal, if you want to call it junk, because basically it's not junk, right? We seriously have to find a name for these books, because I see them across the YouTube channels, and there's nothing junk about it. They're not done with junk, so we definitely need to get together and find a name for it. So I'll be brainstorming. Okay guys, thank you for tuning in on my channel, and I asked for you to go and discover, explore a little bit, and don't forget to inspire someone else. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to hear from me, subscribe. And if you don't want to miss a video, press the bell. I'll see you on my next one. Thank you. Bye.